Paul Farbrace, another wonderful day's cricket here at Hove. We'll talk about that in a few moments' time, but the first question is regarding Ollie Robinson. He didn't reappear after lunch today. What was the reason behind that?
He's got a sore ankle, and he'll be scanned on Monday to see how bad he is. So we knew it was sore yesterday. That's why we got one spell out of him this morning. I mean, he tried his hardest really, a long spell, got stuck in. He knew that it was going to be one and one only, and then once he was off, that was it for the day. So yeah, he'll be scanned on Monday, and then we'll find out what the issue is.
And is that a Sussex decision, Paul, or was that when you go for a scan, do you have any say in that at all, or was it so bad that he couldn't bowl?
No, look, it was precautionary really. There was no point making it worse. We knew that he was sore, and it's walking more than anything. It's not actually the running part that makes it sore, it's walking. So he's never enjoyed walking too much, so he was all right running in down the slope. He did okay. But no, look, it's a joint decision between our medical team and the England medical team. You know, they've got a good relationship, to be fair, with the England players that Sussex have had here, and you know, the medical department here are very closely linked, and it's a joint decision. So it's the right thing to do. We need to find out from everyone's point of view, but obviously from Oliver's point of view, he wants to know what's going on with his with the ankle and why it's so sore.
Is that a new injury, Paul, or something he's picked up during the game?
I've not known of it before, but I mean, I'm sure the England medical team will know whether they've treated a sore ankle with him before. I mean, if you're a fast bowler, you're going to have niggles and injuries. So, and obviously, from our point of view, it's just a case of being cautious. And I'm also hoping, from a family point of view, that I get to watch a few Ashes games this year. So, it's not in my interest to run him into the ground either.
Let's talk about it in terms of the game, because what it did do was leave your bowling attack one short when you'd already just gone in with the three seamers, Paul. Yeah,
look, it's never ideal, is it, when you lose your best bowler? But in many ways, it sums up our season. I said it to you last week after the Leicester game. You know, we've had 4 games now on the bounce where we played really good cricket. We bowled a team out. We just haven't been good enough to bowl them out twice. But it obviously doesn't help when you lose an international bowler who's bowling really well and in good rhythm. So, but you have to say, the way Carlson and Labuschagne played, they played brilliantly. I mean, we dropped Carlson on 5, which obviously is a big miss, and you know, we just can't afford, with our bowling resources, to miss chances. We've got to take every chance that comes our way. We know we've got a lot of work to do as a team. We're making good progress, but it is frustrating that we're making you know, we're having similar days in every championship game that we've had. As I say, we get our runs first innings, we can bowl teams out once, but bowling them out twice is quite hard for us.
There's still a day to go and an opportunity still to bowl Glamorgan out tomorrow. What's the state of the pitch, Paul?
It's a good pitch. It is a good pitch. I mean, it's probably slowed up a little bit from where it was on the first day and a half. But I think it's still a good pitch. If you get the ball in the right place, it is still going through, and we've seen that. There's a little bit of turn there, which is what you want, and you'd expect it to turn a little bit more on day 4. So we've had, what's this, our 3rd championship game here, and they've all been good pitches. So yeah, no complaints about the pitch. I think it's an excellent pitch. We just haven't quite got enough balls in the right place consistently to put them under enough pressure, really.
We haven't spoken since James Cole's innings yesterday. You spoke last week at Leicester how impressed you were with James Cole's. What did you make of his innings yesterday? I
thought it was excellent. I mean, I think he was due 100. The way that he's played in his first 3 games, absolutely outstanding. I think he's a super talent, very calm, level-headed lad, and the fact that he can be our second spinner as well makes it a real bonus. So to have a second spinner in your top order, and when Pudge and Steve Smith move on, then obviously he'll move up the order and get himself into probably a 4 or 5 slot as well, which will be even more chance to keep developing his game. So we're excited by him, and the great thing is, you know, we can talk about his potential and how good he is without him getting too carried away with himself, because he's a very calm, very level-headed lad who just works incredibly hard, makes the most of the ability that he's got. But you know, I think we've all seen over the last few weeks what a super talent he is.